Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today for the third time because I kept not pushing the record button. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Coming to you today with a review for Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 14, episode 13. So let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys. So the show opens with Kenya. Kenya is packing for their trip to Jamaica. Remember that everybody's very excited about the trip. Drew calls her as she has a little break in between getting her lashes done. I was just like, girl, you don't go to Mia Lash Loft, honey, because my eyelash technician would not dare let you open your eyes or be on camera with all your shit taped up and they in the middle of doing your lashes. But honey, I guess that's how y'all do it over wherever you get yours done. Shout out to Mia. Anyway, Drew is calling because you know how they do. They always got to try to figure out a way to be mad at somebody else. So Drew want to know if Kenya feels a way about Sanya's rules. And Kenya's like, girl, I didn't even think about them rules. Because you remember she was saying that they got to make sure they got their hair ready for the weather or whatever, vacation ready hair and behave and all of that. Kenya was like, girl, we going to do whatever we want to do anyway. Drew probably going to come with a fucked up ass wig. So it's just what it is. But anyway, they get to talking about the party that she gave for Sheree and how low budget it was. You know, they said it was giving Party City with these balloons and the food not being good and them not having a caterer. Even though she did pay somebody, I thought she did have a caterer, but they was like, you need to get a planner. So, Kenya asked her if they're in a good place, and Drew said that she can only do whatever she can do. She can't make everybody happy, so it just sort of is whatever it is. As far as the +1 for this trip that Sanya's insisting on, Kenya said that she thought that she was going to bring her cousin, but her cousin's not able to go, so it's probably going to look like she's by herself. You already know that's going to be a problem because everybody else is supposed to be bringing this +1. And then Kenya tells her also that she's going to be staying a little longer for the trip because it's also her birthday. So she's going to spend the time out there in Jamaica with her family. So all of this is going on at the same time. Now, speaking of Drew, we see Drew and Ralph at the house. It was funny because he was complaining about her blonde wig, saying that that's the reason why the shit was lifting because it was too hot in the house. I was like, Ralph, with husbands like you, we don't need enemies, do we? Anyway, Ralph said that he's more partial to the Sasha wig that she has. That's a little bit more natural looking, black hair, long cascading and whatnot. Anyway, the trip to Jamaica, maybe Ralph can talk about his book. You guys remember he's writing a book about being a stepfather and all of that. Now, Drew tells us, and she's been saying this for a while, that Ralph is supposed to be adopting her son. Remember, she has the oldest son with somebody else, and he hasn't really been around, and Ralph has been the one that has raised this little boy, and so she wants Ralph to be his adopted father. Okay, now Ralph, it seems like to me, has been pity-patty, tiptoeing around this whole adoption thing. And Drew is not really clear if he is or is not going to do it. She really wants him to do it, but I was just like, it don't never seem like a good idea to force somebody to adopt a child. Either they gonna want to do it wholeheartedly or just forget it, because if I got to be suggesting to you to adopt my child, then something is, no. Anyway, Ralph is gonna be meeting with his publisher. Okay, not Big Booty Assistant. Okay, we got rid of the assistant because she was a problem. Now he got this new publisher that wears all this makeup. I said, girl. Now you can tell she's a pretty woman, okay? And actually her makeup was done nicely. It was just too vivid. I was just like, we gonna learn how to get a damn makeup artist that knows how to do the makeup for the TV, okay? But it was just like she had these red cheeks and this green eyeshadow and these long, thick lashes. I was just like, girl, I guess she was like, bitch, I'm fixing to be on Real Housewives. These bitches ain't gonna one-up me. It didn't look bad. It was just real jarring because it was so bright and vivid. But anyway, Ralph kind of tells Drew that he don't really want her to be around for the publishing meeting, the meeting with the publisher. And she got a problem with that, obviously. So anyway, when the publisher gets there and Ralph welcomes her in, and then here comes Drew bringing her some tea. And when Drew sees her, she was like, oh my God, you're beautiful. beautiful, Reed. You don't look like the big butt girl that Ralph likes to mess with. You are nowhere near his type. You probably too old for him, all of that. So Drew is happy with this setup already. Anyways, we talking about the book and everything. And like I said, Ralph doesn't want Drew to be involved. So Ralph was like, I need to go through this journey alone because this is very personal to him, writing about this story and everything, but he wants Drew to write the foreword. She was just like, how am I going to write the foreword if I don't really know what the book is about? Like, I don't really know what I'm going to be talking about. Like, are you going to be talking about me? Like, is he... You know how Drew does. She's sort of upset about it, this whole situation with him adopting the child, all of that. You know what? I've come to the conclusion that both Drew and Ralph are equally aggravating. Now, jumping over to Sanya's house, Sanya and Ross are working out. They're working with their trainer, who is also Ross's best friend and also Sanya's brother-in-law, because he is married to Sanya's sister. Okay. Anyway, he's their trainer. He's working them out. Got to get them ready for Jamaica, you know, because she's going out there for work, even though everybody else is going out there for pleasure. So, you know, they got the kids around. We got little Deuce, who I just love because he looked like he bad as fuck. And then we got the other kids too. And, you know, they are helping out, exercising, doing the little push-ups and everything. Just as cute as can be. I love me a good bad kid when they ain't mine. Child. So anyway, you know, after the kids leave and after they finish their little workout, Sanya is talking to Ross and she's asking him if he's excited, you know, and he was just like, yeah, he's cool. I'm sure he's been to Jamaica quite a few times with her being from Jamaica. And he, you know, she's like, so if you talk to the guys, have you guys like planned out your stuff? And he was like, no, I haven't had a chance to talk to anybody yet. Okay, but we gonna be fine. You know, it's plenty of excursions for us to do while y'all be over there arguing and having your drama. She's like, oh no, it's gonna be no drama. And I was like, girl, you really think that, or you just saying that? And plus, Sanya knows she lived for the drama anyway, so girl, stop it. But Sanya says that she feels like Jamaica is the perfect place to just be easy. Everybody be cool, everybody just calm, just enjoying and relaxing themselves. We'll see. Maybe the girls do need a little weed in their life. Okay, you can go on and get you a little weed, just don't get arrested, please. Now the day comes to leave, and Sanya says that she has arranged for two Sprinter vans, two vans, because she wants to make sure that everybody gets there on time. Okay, now how you trying to get there on time and then your husband had left his passport at the house? So he was like, oh shit. And so everybody is off to the airport. So I'm assuming everybody makes it to the airport fine, because next thing you know, we are all in Jamaica and we're ready. Everything is Jamaica. Sanya says she feels most at home when she's at Jamaica, in Jamaica. And I was like, well, you should. That's where you were born and raised, right? And she's excited that they're all there. And of course, when they get on the bus to ride to the airport, Sanya asked Kenya, where's her +1? And Kenya was like, well, my +1 was sick, so the +1 wasn't able to go. And here go Marlo. Oh, I don't even know what to believe with Kenya. First she was sick, now her +1 is sick. But Sanya wants everybody else to introduce their +1s. So, I forgot to tell you guys that Manetta was there also with her +1, which is Heath, her husband. We had, we know, Sheree we don't know her +1. She had her friend. And Marlo had her friend, her +1, who's her florist. Okay. She said it was better than bringing some DICK. But otherwise, we know Todd, we know Ralph, we know Ross. Those are the regulars. Anyways, you guys are just shooting the shits while they're in the van on their way to the resort. Blue, please be quiet. Please stop barking. Ocean Eden Bay, which actually looks really nice. I'm gonna have to look into that place. We're trying to go there for our 25th anniversary, I guess. So anyway, Sanya says that she got it all set up really nice for everybody. She knows that it's Kenya's birthday and that's her girl. So she did a little extra in Kenya's room, threw some rose petals down for her and everything. Now at the beginning of the show, we found out that Todd is not drinking anymore. He's drying out. He's cleansing himself, he said. So, you know, when they first got there, the concierge or whatever was offering everybody a drink, but Todd was like, nope, Not drinking. When I'm ready to drink, I'm a drink. But right now, he just leaving all of that alone. I said, that trip is gonna be real tough without a drink in your life, Todd. Anyways, you guys, to the room we go. All right, so everybody has to get on the golf carts to take the ride to the room. So everybody's on their individual golf carts or whatever. And while they're riding, Sanya and Kenya spot a cute guy. Looks like, kind of off to the side. And they're like, wait a minute, who is that? Who is that? Because he was kind of waving at them. And, Kenya's down. So they stop the car. And Sanya, one of them old, just extra too much friends, like, who are you? Like, where are you? Who are you here with? Okay, are you by yourself? When he says, oh, I'm here with my brother. He said, nah. She was like, I didn't mean it like that. Okay, are you single, ready to mingle? And, he was just like, oh, okay, yeah. So he looks like he's interested in Kenya. I mean, who wouldn't be interested in Kenya? She's a beautiful girl. I mean, once you get to know her, you may or may not like her. But, just looking at her, she's definitely pretty, easy on the eyes. So why not? And plus, he looked like he was down. What's your name? His name is John. Okay, well, John, maybe you can hook up with Kenya. We exchanged numbers and everything right there. Sanya was like, we ain't got time to be playing around. Like, that could be Kenya's +1. And Kenya, like I said, Kenya said she can get her groove back. Not her full groove. Okay, we know we do a little half groove, but we still gonna do something. She's open to it. He was a cute guy. He actually looked like the guy that I went to the prom with, this guy named Lucky. Boy, I tell you. Memories, child. Anyway, of course, Sanya's like, I just love Kenya and I just want to see her happy. She's always been kind of like the mean girl, nice, nasty to me. And I was just like, girl, ain't nobody been none of that to you. If you have been, it's because you brought it upon yourself. All of a sudden, she says she just really wants Kenya to be happy so she can see that side of her. Kenya been happy this whole fucking season. Like, more than she's ever been. Anyways, you guys, they get to the resort and the place that they're staying is really beautiful. It's like they said, it's giving. Candy was just like, well, actually, I have stayed here before, but we won't tell anybody that. Okay? Candy was just like, baby, this is my regular type of vacation around here. This ain't nothing new. Everybody here act like they ain't been nowhere. Candy said, I've been plenty of places. But anyway, Sanya tells all of the people once they get there, that she chose the rooms, the way that they treated her. If they were nice to her, then they got a nicer room. Candy was just like, shit, if that's the way she chose the rooms, then that damn Drew gonna be in the closet. But you can tell this place don't have no real bad room. When she gives Marlo her key, Marlo's just like, I'm going to my nice room. Marlo knows that she's been at least nice to Sanya, because Sanya's a pick-me. Choose me, okay? Anybody that puts up with Marlo's bullshit and doesn't say anything about it is okay in Marlo's book. That's why Sheree and Sanya are both Marlo's faves. And anyways, like I said, she did Kenya's room up real nice. And, when Kenya goes in there, she sees that, they got the towels decorated and the rose petals and all of that. Kenya's just like, oh, this is so sweet. Like I said, John has been texting. She's been texting back. Looks like her and John are going to hook up. Okay, half groove. Everybody gets dressed for dinner. All right, and we see John actually come to Kenya's room. At first, when I first saw him, I was just like, I don't know, John, what you got on? But I was like, okay, it ain't too bad. It's not bad, Anyway, he comes in there and she's telling him like, okay, you're about to meet my friends and my friends are crazy and they probably gonna drill you, ask you a million questions. And he was like, oh, it's okay. Like, hey, fuck, I'm gonna be on the TV. Shit, I didn't expect all this when I bought my tickets for Jamaica. So you know what, John with it, okay? He got an idea how they roll. I said, no, you don't really know, John. You don't know till you in it. Now, Sanya says that, her and Drew, they always start off their conversations the same way. I'm in a good place with Drew, so I'm just going to, I'm not going to say anything that's bothering me. Why don't you guys just try to coexist around each other? Why you guys always got to tell each other what the other one did? I mean, did somebody do something so much to either one of you guys that you always got to them two always got to tell each other what the other one did? That's why they also aggravating. But anyways, they get down to the dinner. Everybody's dressed and they get there and Kenya shows up with John and everybody is just like, woo-wee. You can see in their eyes, child. They ready to bite. So, of course, they asking him all these questions. Somebody asked him how old he is. He was like, me? Anytime somebody say that, they don't want to tell it. Okay. No, nigga, not you. Who else we talking to? Yes, you. How old are you? He said, how old do I look? So they start saying 20 something, something. And he was just like, oh, really? He's like, no, I'm 37. I'm never going to get this video finished. Never. You just don't even understand the interruptions I've had. Anyway, the producers was like, Kenya, I thought you said you don't do younger. She was like, no, I never said that. I never said that. Okay, I do them from 30 to 60. That's her window, okay? Mr. John is falling right in that window, so everything should be fine. They asked him if he goes tighty-whitey or boxers. I was just like, what kind of questions y'all asking? That brother man said commando. I was like, ooh. I don't like men that don't wear underwear and then they jeans be having a brown strip up the crack of the ass. And anyways, you know, he's cute enough guy. He seems game for whatever's about to go down here. So far, so good. Now we turn to Ralph. Sheree asked him, so Ralph, we heard that you was writing a book. How's the book thing going? And Marlo was just like, I commend you for adopting Josiah. Okay, hold on, not too fast, because Ralph hasn't really adopted Josiah, and he hasn't really agreed to adopt Josiah because evidently Ralph must have talked to Josiah's birth father, and the father told him, even though he ain't around as much as he probably should be, it still would hurt him, crush him to have him be adopted by Ralph. And Ralph was like, I want to respect that because that is his son, and he's already expressed that he doesn't want me to do that. Well, Drew wants him to do it, and Drew says that the father is not even around, so she's having a problem with this whole thing. So Marlo gets upset because she says that, she just doesn't like the fact that, okay, now Marlo is a foster child at heart. She's been through the foster care system, and she knows what it's like, when you say you're going to adopt somebody, like that's a big deal for the child. But the whole thing is Marlo is going so hard on Ralph when she just said she kicked the boys out. Okay, so now why are you doing all of this and acting like you so there for the kids and everything? Either you are or you aren't. Okay, Marlo acts like the shit that she does don't have nothing to do with the shit that she be talking to for the rest of the group. Like her shit don't even mix in with the rest of the stuff. My camera keeps stopping. The memory is going. I don't have much memory left, so I can't even really recreate this argument that Candy and Marlo had. But I'll tell you what, I've really tried with Marlo. Marlo has gotten too gutter for me. Like, I understand that Marlo is trying to make sure that the show stays entertaining. So that is the reason why she has come after the two stars of the show, which is Kenya and Candy. But she is so gutter and just downright almost disgusting with it that I can't. The fact that she was sitting there arguing with Candy, okay, then she starts talking about Todd. Now, first of all, it's one thing when it's just you and the women and being catty and everything, but when you start being disrespectful to the man and he's sitting right there next, it's like, how much disrespect do you expect somebody to take? Marlo, when she tells Candy that nobody knows her in anywhere other than Atlanta, and Candy was just like, bitch, I'm worldwide. I don't even know how you can fix your mouth to say these kind of things. And the fact that she's saying that Candy takes care of Todd and everybody else. And Candy was like, I don't take care of no man, okay? She met Todd when Todd was working. How about you get a husband before you feel like you can start telling everybody else about their damn husband? How about that, okay? But yeah, it was really just a long, drawn out Marlo just kind of saying whatever, which we know that she does when she gets mad. She gets into this space where she just says all kind of outlandish shit that don't be making no sense, don't have nothing to do with nothing. And it's just tiring. And I've had enough. And I was just like, you're really going to make me stop following you on Instagram. I liked her persona off of the show. Her Instagram is different than it is on the show. But I just can't. I feel like she's pushing me to the point where I don't even want to see her because I was so disgusted about that conversation. But did you see who was really cracking up off of this whole thing? Child, that Manetta and her husband. Her husband was so tickled. He was like, shit, I could do this show. Okay, if this is how it's going to be, I was like, yeah, it's going to be like this until you become the target and then you ain't going to like it so much. But boy, he was just a laughing when he was at Marlo and Todd and Candy. They was going back and forth. Even Todd got into it. And that's the bad thing about when you have the men on these shows. The men end up feeling like they have to defend themselves when you got a woman that's just coming for them. But then the minute that the man starts, although I think people was pretty much on Todd's side this time, but a lot of the times that when the men start coming for the women, then all of a sudden everybody like, he gonna be arguing with a woman the same way they did Peter. Okay, so that's why sometimes it's not good to have the men around, because this kind of shit, you pull the men into it and you pull them into a fight, and then all of a sudden they really can't win because it looks bad. They're up here arguing with a woman. But that Marlo, first of all, she fucking argue and fight like a fucking man. Okay, so that's probably why Todd was just like, don't nobody know you? Like, I mean, you the one bought yourself into the circle. You wasn't nobody's friend. Okay, you came along and, you know, so he was like, I work production. I know exactly what it was. All right. Todd was not trying to break that wall. He was trying not to break the fourth wall, but Marlo was about to force him to do it. All right. And finally, Candy was just like, you are not going to get under my skin. You trying to get under my skin, but whatever, Marlo, whatever, girl. Because it was just like Marlo was just saying stuff to get you guys upset, get you riled up, get you arguing, yelling and screaming, just like you doing in this restaurant. Sanya was just like, I've never seen anything like it. Okay, yeah, you didn't know that they dragged the men into it too, huh? Yeah, we're gonna see. You know, you're gonna see how they treat Ross, even though Ross looked like he ain't gonna put up with that shit, but they don't never want to put up with it. That's how they end up getting a bad rap, when they get mixed up with the women's shit and all of it. Anyway, you guys, I was so disgusted with that conversation that Marlo had. And, you know, finally, after they had been finished doing all that arguing and fussing, you know, they apologize because Sanya's trying to have this thing for them, and here y'all acting a stone cold fool right up here in the middle of this restaurant. I'm sure them people there was just like, what the hell? Hell, John even got up and left. They was like, oh, John was just like, we just saw the little remnants of him walking out the way. Honey, John was just like, yeah, I ain't trying to be in here for this. Okay, because Marlo might eventually switch his sights over to him. So he was just like, yeah, I'm out. And child, that's it. I'm going to have to end the video here because my iPad just died and the fucking camera's running out of memory, and I have been interrupted 50,000 times, and people keep calling, Mr. calling, Jada trying to pick up dinner, she calling back and forth, and, you know, Joe coming home from work, and Blue barking, and the people working around the house, and all this. I just, next week we gonna be back together, y'all. It's gonna be back right next week. You guys, that's it. Let me get off of here. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.